is inevitable that it's going to happen. If Chelsea don't swoop in on Liam Delap as soon as the window opens, then I'm just kind of, I will be shocked. I will be shocked. £30 million is just, it just screams. It just screams Chelsea are going to go for it, all guns blazing. Do we know if the release clause being activated now, does that mean that we can approach? We can approach before the season's even over? Or is that a case of waiting until the end of the season? Because if I'm being honest, I think that realistically, the moment, and I know Chelsea, the new ownership's way of doing things so far hasn't exactly been the fastest in getting jobs done. Quite the opposite, really. You look back to Osimhen saga, you look to Enzo Fernandez, which that wasn't it? All done very, very well. Osimhen wasn't done in time. Well, Sancho was done very last minute. Enzo Fernandez was done. We had a stream for that, and that was very much on the last day. Looking at the way he plays, a very commanding forward figure. I personally have another favourite that I would like to go for towards in Mateta. I think Mateta has absolutely become my number one target that I think we should go for. I don't think it's possible. Well, it could be possible. I just have, and this isn't recent. This isn't in the last week or in the last couple of weeks or in the last month. I have been, you can find the footage from a season, even a season and a half, maybe 2 seasons ago. I have been asking for Mateta, keeping an eye on Crystal Palace, best mate being a Palace fan and everything, telling me, keep an eye on this guy. I've been singing the praises of Mateta for a while now, and I just don't know why we wouldn't tickle the bollocks of Steve Parish and just be like, well, how much is he going for these days? How much would you be willing to take for Mateta? Obviously, 27 years of age. It's a little bit older, a little bit more seasoned with his age. But just the way he commands himself on the pitch, just the way he is on the pitch, is just he is just the complete and utter package that I think Mateta screams Chelsea striker all over. I think he is a Chelsea striker through and through, and like you say, it doesn't really get much more Premier League proven. He's as much, if not more, Premier League proven than Liam Delap. And I know Liam Delap is obviously, he's on the cheaper side. He's a big investment wise because there is a ceiling for him. He's younger, so that there is more possibility for a profit to be made, which we all know that that's what they like. That's what they aim for with players. It's not just how he's going to perform for us, but how he's going to perform for us financially. Looking at Jean-Philippe Mateta's profile on Transfer Market, which is kind of, whatever. 30 million euros he's valued at. And obviously, no doubt, he will go up in price if we were to come in for him at some point. It's going to cost us at least 20, 30 million more than it would cost us to get Liam Delap on a release clause of 30 million pounds. I think Jean-Philippe Mateta would probably cost us in the region of 60 million pounds, 50 million pounds, 60 million euros. I was singing his praises watching him against Aston Villa, and I was saying to the missus when he was on the penalty, I was just like, if he's a Chelsea player, he'll miss this. I was like, this man's made for Chelsea, and he went and missed. So, you know, it's a match made in heaven. It's a match made in heaven. I was like, I'm singing this geezer's praises, and he goes and misses. So, you know, like I say, match made in heaven. For me, I think Liam Delap is absolutely the player that we will end up going for, but that there's a bit of a tickle. There's a bit of a tickle there that is just saying, have a fucking punt. Have a look. Inquire. Just have a look. Just have a look. Have a look, see. Tap on the window and just be like, it's you know, you fancy, you know, doing some business? Palace, notoriously a club that we've done business with in the past. You know, Mark Gurhey, Conor Gallagher, Loftus-Cheek, Batshuayi. Lots of players have come and gone between Chelsea and Crystal Palace. You know? I'm just saying. It might be worth having a little look. 27 years of age. It might be too old. But for me, above Liam Delap is Jean-Philippe Mateta. Ben Chilwell as well, yeah, most recently. I just think it's worth showing some interest, you know? And obviously Chelsea are a team that are desperately looking for a striker, in desperate need of a striker. Why not go for a man that is very much in form, very much Premier League proven, and very much the absolute blueprint and fit for the job as Chelsea striker, Jean-Philippe Mateta. He's absolutely my guy that I'm hoping that Chelsea put him for. Let me know what you think he'd be worth. Like I say, I think he'd be about 50 million pounds, 60 million pounds on a push, 60 million euros if we're really thinking about it. But I think there's way too many pros compared to cons when you're looking at a player like that coming to Chelsea.